Welcome back to Smoke and Mirrors. It's been a minute. We missed you. And we have like 20 people that have said, we miss you guys. Where have you been? So we're back based on guidelines from the government. We were quarantining. We wanted to exercise social distancing, but based on the interest from our followers, we're back. Smoke and Mirrors. We are here. Kenny B, how you doing, sir?
Doing great, man. Over here protecting my whole downtown.
Well, somebody has to do it.
You know, somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
Love my Atlanta. You know me.
Yeah.
Social distancing, quarantining. You know, all that kind of good stuff. Got my, my mask, my N95. Got my, Corona killers and all that kind of good stuff. Staying hydrated. You know, you can't see my magic background.
The alcohol is very important. You have to have over 70% alcohol with your hand sanitizer. So I have the alcohol here.
Corona will not survive in your liver. You are exactly right.
Kenny, I know you're a numbers guy. Yeah. Can we talk about the numbers? What's happening right now in Georgia?
Well, Georgia, I don't know. I can tell you what's happening in America, but I'm not paying attention to it at that granular level.
What do you have for us, sir?
So, we're looking at, because across the country, we've got about 750,000 cases, about 39,000 deaths. But here's what's funny about the death. Not funny about the death, but here's what's all odd about the number. New York recently added all the people that they found in the apartments that just died from dying. They just added them to Corona. So now that you just add Corona deaths to other deaths, and so I don't know what the numbers really are. Bottom line, it's bad, but it's not as bad as the flu. It's turning out to not be as bad as the flu. Last year, somewhere between 25,000 and 70,000 people died of the flu. That's a big ass number to say how many people died, right? Between 25 and 70, and those are the best numbers that I could find online from CDC and other stuff.
All right. So, KB, so I thought the mortality rate was almost like approaching 4% for this COVID-19, whereas with the flu, it was floating around like almost 2%. So is that not true?
39,000 out of 7.
You can't trust now because they can manipulate numbers.
Right, but if they manipulate them up, it's 4,000. It's 40,000 out of a million. What would that be? That wouldn't be 4%. That would be 0.4. 0.04. Yeah. So that's what they're purporting. But I don't know. The numbers are the numbers. I mean, you got 60,000 people who die from the flu every year. You got 600,000 people who are going to die. There's 300,000 people who already died from cancer this year. You know what I mean?
All right. So whoa. So it sounds like we're going to table this for later. So it sounds like you want to turn the economy on like a switch. We'll come back to that. There are conspiracies about this whole virus.
Yeah.
I heard it's 5G. Is it 5G related, Kenny?
Oh, who knows, man? I doubt it. I mean, we don't have 5G here.
All right, so there you go.
Only affecting the people with T-Mobile? Is that what it is? I think T-Mobile got the 5G. I don't know if anybody else got it. Is it only affecting neighborhoods with 5G? It's hitting the diet, right? If you got the 5G diet, are you eating 5G food? You know,
the 5G diet?
That's what the people is on. You know, if you got hypertension, diabetes, high blood pressure, asthma, you probably shouldn't be drinking Coca-Cola all day long and eating at McDonald's. I mean, even though you live in a food desert, but you got to make better choices so that if a corona or other illnesses show up, you're not the most likely suspect that's going to get taken out, because you're not prepared to survive it. That's what it's about. I don't believe it's 5G. I don't believe it's out to hurt, kill, focus on black people. It's focused on anybody who's got a weak immune system or a weak body.
All right, Kenny, let's unpack that. So you do realize, and you mentioned food deserts. So as they have come out in the last 10 days saying that this virus specifically is hitting our people very hard.
Yeah.
So is that because our diet, underlying issues, there's food deserts? Some people are saying that this virus is designed to take us out. Is that true? No, Kenny, time out. So even if you live in the food desert, you make a choice to eat mac and cheese and sweet potatoes and hog maw every week. That's your choice.
Not necessarily your 100% choice. You're correct. You would have to buy less food because you'd have to travel a greater distance to get healthier options for yourself because you don't live next to the farmer's market. You don't live next to the grocery store in a lot of areas, right? Where you don't have, where they depend on mass transit to get back and forth. So you're gonna catch a train full of, with groceries, or you're gonna catch a cab with groceries. So yeah, all these things contribute to it. But at the end of the day, that I believe is what is causing the heavy burden of this disease to be borne by our community. That's what I think is not to blame anybody, but that's what the facts are. If you have high blood pressure, for whatever reason you have high blood pressure, it's going to do you in. If you have hypertension and diabetes, and for whatever reason, and you're obese, for whatever reason you are in that condition, this disease, you can't beat the disease. The disease is not political. So that's what I think. I don't think it's 5G. I don't think it's the disease, the germ was designed to take us out specifically. Of course not. Not that it couldn't be, but I don't believe that was the purpose of it. Why would you go after 20,000 Italians to get, so if there's 40,000 people who have died and we're 50% of them, that's 20,000 black people who have died. Why would you kill 20,000 Spanish people to kill 20,000 African Americans? See, so the argument doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, all right. So you're saying in most inner cities, you from New York, I'm from Chicago, you can walk 2 blocks to Wendy's and spend $1 and get a burger and get some fries for 99 cents. And that is not conducive to you taking care of your body. But if I buy a bag of apples, I spent $3.99. So what is it that is determining that we have made wrong choices to take care of our bodies for years that makes us susceptible to these types of diseases? Because the true pro-black activists are saying they created this disease to take us out. Yeah, I'm saying, Kenny, if you go out there, they are telling us that, don't take the vaccine, Kenny, because the DNA in the vaccine says if you're from another country, origin, you're good. But black people, bye-bye, if you take the vaccine. I didn't do a vaccine since the Navy. Yeah. The flu shot. Yep. I haven't done it in 20 years.
No, I haven't. When I went to Africa, they made me take a whole bunch of vaccination shots. That was maybe 12, 13 years ago. Prior to that, about another 12, 13 years when I was in the military. But yeah, I try to avoid those.
Any vaccine.
Yeah, just because I don't think that the virus was made specifically to target us doesn't mean that I trust that we're not being targeted elsewhere. No, I don't. It's not lost on me, right? If you take a bottle of Mentos, a bag of Mentos, the candy, and you have a bottle of Coca-Cola separately, no problem, right?
No problem.
You introduce the Mentos to the Coca-Cola, you get the explosion. You've seen that in those videos, right?
Yes.
That big, giant, fountain of Coke spits out. So that's just to show that when you bring two chemicals together, you can create a problem where that wouldn't exist if they were separated. So understanding that there's chemistry within our body that's not the same across everybody, melanin content, so there's a specific volume that if that's present, your blood is gonna, perhaps have certain elements in it, that compounds in it that someone else's blood does not. So if you were to find some kind of toxin that when it interacts with melanin causes problems for the body to break down, but if there's an absence of melanin, there's not going to be any problems for the body to break down, then so I can see that being a possibility. So no, I'm not no super duper conspiracy theorist, but I'm not just going to walk around getting Tuskegee experimented on with no Bill Gates. Bill Gates, what medical school did Bill Gates go to?
He went to the I'm a billionaire, and I can tell you doctors what to do. So the table Bill Gates has China been forthcoming with us.
No.
They like, you know, we got like 12 people that got it. You know, I see y'all dying around the world.
China's under none of your goddamn business plan. That's their national policy. And then your goddamn business. Go back to your house, go deal with your angry ass wife and your crazy ass kids. Don't worry about what's going on over here. No, we ain't got it. We ain't got it. Yeah.
Sir.
And what you gonna do about it, Cletus? What you gonna do?
They're a communist nation, so they set the tone. We will tell you what you think and believe because we're a communist nation. But there's okay, so under the conspiracy theorists, they said it was created in a lab. And I read something that said they took some of the parts of the DNA of HIV and combined it with SARS, create something that's airborne. So there's all kinds of stuff that they're saying that China created this, and they're like, you know what? We only got like 12 people that got it in a nation of 2 billion people. So I don't know what y'all talking about.
85% of the people who die from this have hypertension, diabetes, and asthma. If you don't have them three, they ain't after you. They ain't after, they after people with hypertension, diabetes, and asthma. That's 85% of the people who die. And old. So if you're old, hypertension, diabetes, and asthma, yeah, it's after them. They don't they're not down with OBP.
Old black people.
That's right.
All right. So you believe that this administration wants to hit a light switch and turn the economy back on in like 3 weeks. Never mind the numbers. We're going to turn it back on in like 3 weeks. We're going to get the economy going. Yeah. Kenny, because in Florida right now, they open up the beaches and they're saying they are prepared to gradually, governors, listen, we're going to open the country back up. Do you think that's a good idea?
I am chilling in this circumstance.
No, you on quarantine. Tell the truth. I know you.
With 100% check. So let's put that out there as what can influence my decision as to whether or not this is a good thing or a bad thing for me.
Okay.
I'm getting my whole check. I'm not impacted by this financially at all. I'm making all of my bill payments. I can buy as much food. I can go and buy toilet paper as much as I want because my whole check is coming in. I'm not waiting on an unemployment check. I'm not missing the
stimulus check. Stimulus check.
So I'm saying none of that stuff is affecting me. My job didn't shut down, so that is not going to. So the shutdown is not affecting me in that way. If I was in a circumstance where I can't pay my car note and I can't pay my car insurance and I can't pay my credit card bills and I can't make my rent because I have no hours and I got children to feed. And I'm waiting on hold, calling unemployment 50, 60, 80, 100 times and can't get through. Yeah, I want the economy to open back up so I can go feed my children. I can imagine that argument. I can see the validity of that argument. And then when you layer that on top of the fear mongering that was happening on both sides, honestly, early on, that 1 million people might die, 4 million people might die, more people dying than Bernie Sanders said. We're looking at more people dying here than World War I. That's not 400,000 people is what they were purporting. And that was on the Democrat side, and the Republicans is talking 3, 4, 5 million people. So 39,000 people are gone, but how many millions of people are on unemployment looking for $425 a week that were making way more than that a month ago when they were managing a restaurant, and now the restaurant is shut down. So there's a reason, there's logic behind that. How many people are trapped in a house right now with an abuser, with an abusive spouse? How many people are stuck in those kind of circumstances, right? And going bankrupt. That's so that it's not
right.
To the disease being
right. All right. So you bring up a great point. So you do admit, and it's good to be in a position where you don't have to rely on, those checks that's coming out. So, but there are many people, they want that stimulus check.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That $1,200 check.
Yeah.
And so I like you, I'm in Atlanta. So this weekend, everybody was everywhere in Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't go out. Everybody was getting that check, trying to spend that money. So this administration, he said, listen, he wants his name to be on the check.
There.
He wants to let them know it came from me. Is that political?
Of course it is. Of course it is. Because, and they're taking care of both sides. The millionaires got an average of $1.7 million apiece.
The businesses, yes, yes. Oh, yeah.
The millionaires, not the businesses, the millionaires. The businesses got something else. So there was 1.7 million went out to a group of people whose average net worth was $1 million.
And they needed no stimulus.
Yeah, no, they didn't
need
any stimulus. That's exactly right. And the common folk, the working people, got $1,200 a piece, and the people who are unemployed get full salary for 4 months. Had they been employed, if you can get through, type of stuff. But it's perspective, right? If it's not affecting you, if this shutdown is not affecting you and causing you more harm, then it's saving you in your mind.
Right.
There's a strong argument to open the economy back up gradually. That doesn't mean send kids back to school, but we're so far behind the 8 ball on our ability to test. See, that's one of the things in South Korea, right? So
yes.
I'm trying to see here. South Korea has 10,000 cases. They had their first case the same time we had our first case.
Yep.
They've got 10,000 cases compared to our 750,000. Now we've got a much bigger population than they do. They may be 40 million people compared to our 380 million people. So we're like 10 times their size, but they're not 1/10 of our caseload. They got 10,000 cases, 11,000 cases to our 750. They've only got 234 deaths compared to our 40,000.
Right.
So what they had in place was the ability to test their people.
Drive-through, like
exactly right. But you know why? Because they were invested in that. Why were they invested in that? Because they were invested in their own constituents' medical care. They make sure that they provide medical treatment to their whole country. Right. Everybody in Korea can go to the doctor when they get sick without worrying about going bankrupt. It's part of the culture to take care of yourself. And we have a culture where even in the middle of a pandemic, we vote against the guy who's saying, I want to make sure.
Hey. So what you're saying is that we had a presidential nominee that was about affordable health care free health care for everybody. That is the person that we would need in office to make this happen. But he conceded and gave it to the dude that can't remember what his name is.
Well, he didn't concede and just like that. He got beat. He got voted out. He got voted down. He got shot down. He got declined. He got denied. He got
whoa.
Face.
That's like that, for real?
He got to get on from around here. Get on from around here with your free medicine. We want
he gave up too early, man.
We want Mr. Super Predator.
Bernie! Kenny,
yeah.
In full disclosure,
yeah,
you team Bernie.
Yeah. Why not?
Bernie been down for the cause for 4 decades.
Yes.
I was very disappointed when he conceded. Whatever he did, whatever you want to call it, yeah. I just know he said, you know what? I want to go ahead and give my vote to the dude that can't remember his name. Yo, what was that about?
2 episodes ago, I told you what it was about. I said, Bernie don't really want it. Remember, last month, that's what I said. Bernie don't want this. Bernie don't want it. Because Bernie never went after him like he wanted it. If you want something, anything in life, if you want something, you go for it like you want air and you can't breathe, right?
Yes,
like you starve it, right? Like a crackhead want crack. They are ambitious in figuring out.
Crackathon. That's a crackathon. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Crackologist.
So when you really want something, you figure out how to get it, and you don't leave any stones unturned. He never went after Joe Biden the way that Donald Trump is going to go after Joe Biden. He didn't go after those. Joe Biden hasn't been vetted against his life, his family business. He hasn't been vetted against his decisions in the past. Those things haven't been thrown up into his face by Bernie. So Bernie, I think Bernie, once the votes went against him,
he quit. Bernie quit.
We broke him when he came across the South and all that black rejection. Killed him. Black people killed Bernie.
Black folks did not want to sign on with he looked like a mad scientist.
But here's what was funny, right? In all of the Super Tuesday data, people agreed with 70, 80%, 60%, 50%, always the majority of the voters believe that we should have universal health care. that we should have college. We should offer college as an extension of education guarantee, just same as we offer high school, right?
Yep.
So if everybody agreed with that, but they voted for the guy who can beat the guy, so they think, they didn't vote for what they wanted. They voted for what they didn't want, right? I voted against what I don't want instead of what I do want. And I think that's foolish error on our part, man. Foolish error on the part of the Democrats. It's going to cost them. It's going to cost them.
So the way I view it is, I look at the Dems and they say, you know what? With their tail wagging between their legs, this is our guy. We believe he can, defeat Trump. And as much as I love from Chicago, I love Barack Obama. And let me be clear, we haven't seen him for almost 3 years. And he told you last week that he believes in Joe Biden. Where has Barack been for 3 years? And all of a sudden, he believes a dude that cannot sometimes complete a sentence or remember what he's talking about to be the person that we need to lead this nation forward. I'm so confused.
I don't know where he's been, but I know where I hope he hasn't been. I hope he hasn't been in no bathhouse with Juicy Smollett, and I hope he hasn't been hanging out with Andrew Gillum. That's where I hope he hasn't been. But he's busy. He's been
in a closet. He's in busy.
The brother had 8 years of intense pressure and scrutiny, but when he came out, man, Barack looked like 50 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, looked like Louis Gossett Sr.
Kenny, so let's break it down to loyalty to what you believe in. So did Barack say, I see you, Bernie. I see you, Kamala. I see you, Corey. But Joe's my boy. Yeah. I gotta support him. So he saw the videos where Biden was hiding and could not complete a sentence. But he said, you know what? That's my dude. He was down for me. So is there like an affiliation? He has to be down with him? What is that? What's that about?
I don't know what that's about, because that just looks like crazy to me. That what I think it's about is there is a greater desire to not have a Bernie Sanders type person elevate to the Oval Office. And we would rather run the risk of having Trump again than Bernie once. That's what I think is really driving that decision. It doesn't really make a difference. Who is the establishment going to get behind? Joe Biden has paid his dues. He's paid his dues. He's done a lot of good things for the banking industry. He's done a lot of good things for criminal justice. I mean,
criminal justice, Joe Biden?
Yeah, for the criminal justice profit system, not for the people.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you for clarity. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right.
Lobby. People who don't want to go to prison, we don't lobby for that. Where's the
right
for that, right? But the people who want to fill the prisons up, they dropping money off. So he's done good by them. And so those are the folks that run the establishment, the organization, the DNC. So there's no better, right? So to me, if you really want Donald Trump to lose, of all of those candidates that were out there, really, this stumbling, stammering, toupee wearing, can't finish a sentence, got it.
Sir, do you have proof of anything that shows Joe Biden trying to figure out what the next word? Where his wife comes in and says, "Hey, Joe, we're done. Come on back. Walk away from this mic." Man, there's so much going on.
It's out there, and people have seen it. You could show it to people over and over and over again. They don't want to see the truth. What they want to believe is what Rachel Maddow and Don Lemon and Anderson Cooper tell them.
Why are you judging Don Lemon? Why you got to bring MSNBC up?
Because that's who owns the minds of Democratic voters. They own it, and they don't mean you any good. They don't mean you any good. They don't care about issues that pertain to us until it's a hot topic. What? Is Flint fixed? Is Flint fixed? No. But is MSNBC still crying about it? Is Rachel Maddow still crying about Flint? No.
Kenny.
They didn't wash their hands in Corona time.
Kenny.
Yeah.
When the leader of the free world has a one-on-one argument with a reporter that says, all right, so I understand, whatever you did with China, but you had 30 days. What did you do? And he makes it a one-on-one argument to say, you know what? I can't trust you. You're not the truth. You're a bad person. It's a very disrespectful comment.
Yeah.
That is 45.
Yeah.
So listen, transparency moment.
Yeah.
So you know me.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I need to make my money based on what's happening in the economy.
Yeah.
So today, our client, our sponsor, Wishing You Wood.
Yeah.
Thank you. Shout out to Wishing You Wood for supporting us and making we do what we do. So I was at Home Depot. Home Depot was crowded. People are shopping, spending money at Home Depot because apparently home improvement is essential.
Yeah.
Walmart, it's like a club. 3 people come out, 3 people go in. They're crowded.
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, I kind of want to see the economy adjust accordingly, but still be safe based on the CDC guidelines. So we shut down everything because we believe that we had to do that, but there are certain industries that are still making money.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to co-sign on what 45 just said about, listen, we got to flip a switch and turn on the economy, but we have to do something to realize when can we start allowing the economy to get something.
Right.
Because we shut down everything over virus for months, years.
And Jeff Bezos made $24 billion during that period. He got $24 billion richer.
I ain't mad at him.
He increased by 6 Oprahs.
6 Oprahs.
I think Oprah's what, $4 billion, right?
Yes.
That's 6 Oprahs.
6
in
Oprahs.
a month. In a month.
So we agree that we have to be careful on what's shut down and what's not shut down. What's shut down and what's not shut down.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I also think that you have to take into consideration the ability to test, and we don't have that ability. But that goes into the politics. So when we get into the politics part and all this blind allegiance to the blue as opposed to blind allegiance to the black.
All right. So yes, sir.
We'll talk more about that. How we.
All right. So this is my concern. So we, as a country, society, the left had 4 years to find the best candidate, the nominee, to defeat Trump.
Yeah.
Biden?
Yeah.
That's it. But I think he believes if he finds the best running mate, he's a shoo-in.
Yeah.
And he said he's gonna, nominate a woman as his running mate. And I think he's kind of, leaning towards an African American or a brown or beige woman to be that running mate. So we're transparent. Kamala Harris, right? Stacey Abrams. Someone said Keisha Lance Bottoms yesterday. So I don't know, but I think, So is that going to be enough to get him over to the point where he can be in a position to reclaim this country to the Dems?
And as long as he picks someone inspirational, he needs a big old jolt to help.
Don't say it. Kenny, say it. Stop playing. Kenny, say it. Say what you want to say.
What?
He needs a loving, smart, Black woman that love everybody, that want to hug everybody, and make sure that they know that we understand your struggle. And me and your old ass got y'all.
Right.
Stacey Abrams, I know you from New York, but I was in Florida watching Stacey. Stacey, she's very polished. She's very genuine.
She don't look very healthy.
Hey.
I'm just saying, we are in a culture that looks at that.
What you talking about, Willis?
Same reason Chris Christie was never going to be president of the United States.
That was because of the bridge. We shut down that bridge.
Yup. Weight broke the bridge. Weight broke the bridge.
Stacey has a good heart, sir.
Not if she catches corona. She don't have the physique to withstand that. So you got old man Joe and big old Stacey. She's not gonna get that will not.
Okay, sir.
That will not inspire. I'm not size shaming anybody. I'm just saying this is our culture. I'm talking about who we are as Americans. We have a prejudice against all sorts of stuff within our culture. She will not inspire the extra turnout that is going to be required just because she got brown skin.
Sir,
start digging in.
Kamala Harris has demonstrated that she's polished. She's very smart.
Yeah.
She knows the country as it relates to law.
Yeah.
I mean, so is she a viable candidate?
So when black people become cops, do they stay black?
It's about the we. It's all about the we with Kamala Harris, right?
No. When black people become cops, do they stay black or they become blue? They become blue-black, right? Is blue-black the same as black-black? When you amongst those blues, yeah, you black amongst the blue. But when you will come up across us black, when you blue, you blue. And Kamala is blue. She's not black. She's a cop. She likes to keep. She told. Jail. She smoked weed when she threw people in jail for smoking weed. And
sir,
so no.
She told Joe Biden.
Dismiss. She is too easy to dismiss. And if you put Kamala as his partner, she will not inspire black people to come out and vote for her. It will be easy to target her. And Kamala Harris laughing about sending people to jail, and Joe Biden giving speeches on locking up super predators and we need more cops on the street.
That was back in the 90s, sir. That was back in the 90s.
And a whole bunch of black people coming out hugging Donald Trump saying, thank you for letting me out of jail for the laws that the Clintons and the Bidens put in, and Kamala was the one locked me up, get me in
facts. There. That's facts.
I mean,
okay.
It doesn't mix well for them. It's not a good mix.
Okay. All right. So.
Right here. See back there?
It's behind. Oh, you're right. Sure. I see it.
Behind me? What's that behind
ATL, me? Baby. ATL.
That's Harlem 2.0. ATL. That's right. Right? That's Wakanda. Black Mecca. Who's the chief executive?
All right, so fine. All right, so Keisha Lance Bottoms as the vice president.
I think she'd make an excellent choice. She's smart. She's attractive. Hey.
Stacey Abrams. She was almost. She was like that close to being the governor.
She lost.
They cheated. Oh, I'm sorry. So you're telling me Kim?
If you
get it big.
Yeah.
Kim.
Yes.
The governor.
Secretary of State, the guy who was in charge of the votes while he's running for the votes. Yeah. Yeah. And
get
him. You didn't have a plan for that?
Sir, all I'm saying is we saw Kemp 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he said, we just found out here that this corona thing, you can catch it and not have any symptoms. And we want the folks to know that. I'm like, well, welcome to 4 weeks ago, Kemp. Yeah. Made George look very bad as far as the governor. So you're saying
that Stacey Abrams doesn't have a good track record beating dumb people. Yeah. And she's running against one. And she's running with one. I don't
Look, Joe Biden has a plan. I'm going to find that right woman to take me to the next level because I can't really determine conversations and my memory thing because I'm, dementia going on. But I'm going to find that right running.
See, but that's a mistake. You should be finding the best person because if you tell everybody I'm going to find a woman and I'm going to find a woman of color, and then you show up with a woman of color, does that mean that the woman of color was the best candidate, or does that mean that was just the best woman of color to go with? Don't inform everybody that's what you're looking for. So he's playing, he's trying to pander, right? He's trying to inspire black people, black women, mainly because thanks to Joe Biden, there's a gang of black men that can't vote. Thanks to Joe Biden and the Clintons and the crime omnibus bill, voting rights have been pulled away from them because when you get convicted of a crime, sometimes you lose voting rights. So thanks to Joe Biden, he can't depend on black men to get him into the office. He has to depend on black women. That's what he's pandering to. That's what he's pandering to. But that insults the rest of your team. That insults the rest of your demographic. There are a lot of white people who will vote with you, but they're not that pro-black, where they want you to just rub in their face that your son, no matter how qualified he is, could never run with me as president of the United States because he's not a black woman. I'm going to give it to a black woman. That's, if somebody stood up and said, I'm going to make sure that I pick a white male to run with me because that's what the country needs, we'd be incensed. But if we flip it, it's kind of hypocritical. If we flip it the other way and say that no matter what, this is what I'm doing, A, you paint yourself into a corner, and B, you sort of undermine some of the very principles that you're supposed to be standing against and for.
Right.
We're against prejudice. We're against.
All right, Kenny, let's role play.
Yeah.
Full transparency, you're a Bernie guy.
Role play.
Hey, time out. We'll talk about Andrew Gillum later. All right, so if Bernie got the nod, who should he have picked as his running mate, as the VP?
Oh, I don't know. VP picks always surprise me. I never know who they're gonna pick.
You wouldn't care. You wouldn't even care.
Who the hell knew? Who the hell knew who Pence was before Trump picked him? Nobody.
I had no idea who he was.
They never go for the famous people. You know, it's always, who the hell is that? You know. So yeah, I don't know who he would have picked. But it would have had to have been somebody who was along that same line, because he really doesn't seem to play the game until he switched over. So I don't know who he would have picked, because I would have never thought that he would have sponsored Biden the way that he is. You know, he's just, just over there just eating his salad.
Whoa, hey.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
He was doing what? Doing what now?
That kind of disgusting to me, just to watch.
Yeah. So
all that pandering, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself if you don't vote for Joe Biden. I disagree. I have a lot of respect for his press secretary who came out and said, I don't support Joe Biden. Because think about people who are pro-Bernie and people who are not pro-Bernie and looking at the Bernie supporters. I think the common mistake that they make is that they believe that Bernie's a cult leader and that his supporters do whatever Bernie says. It's like, no, Bernie's the ones that's standing up for the platform issues that we care about. It's important to me that we have medical treatment available to everybody, no matter what. That's important. Because
he's been very consistent for 4 decades. This is where I am. This is how I feel.
That's it. If you want these votes, you have to introduce these desires to the platform. Who else but just a total punk ass joins a team, right? Everybody knows the team can't win without you.
Right.
You join the team, you get them to the championship, and they don't even give your ass a trophy. You don't even get one of the trophies. When the championship is won, they don't.
Not even a trophy.
You don't get invited to the banquet. Everybody else, even the losing team, is over there eating at the banquet, but you ain't. That's what the Democrats are. We give them all our votes, we give them all our goodies, and we get zero back in return.
Not even a T-shirt. Not even a T-shirt.
Nothing. And I'm not talking about that from just an African-American, minority, brown people of color perspective, whatever the fuck it is called now. I'm not talking about from that perspective. I'm talking about from the Bernie perspective. That you want us to help you win. You realize that you lost the last vote because we didn't show up, right? You lost to Trump the first time because we didn't show up. And then you spit on us again in this go round. So now you're gonna ridicule me into supporting you when you telling me that the things that are important to me, making sure that we got health care, making sure we got a good minimum wage, that everybody, the very people who are on the front line right now getting exposed to this corona on a daily basis are the same people that we say ain't worth $15 an hour. But you need their ass like more than you need your CEO right now, don't you? You need somebody. The CEO ain't in there making sure you can ring your groceries up and make sure your kids get fed. You know, it's the worker bees. And we don't want to, when we vote against the guy who's pro-worker bee, for the guy who's pro-rich people only, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So we do ourselves in all the time.
So this is what troubles me.
Yeah.
Clearly, if the Dems are saying, listen, we searched far and wide, this is the person that we agree that can lead this country,
Yeah.
that is the part. And again, you know, it's like, so politics, it's like a game. All right. So I'm down with my boy, right? So we know Republicans, that's how they operate.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. So
Right.
so for Kamala Harris to say 5 months ago, as a child, I couldn't get on the bus because of you.
Yeah.
And then 5 months later, I believe that Joe Biden is the man to lead this country. I mean,
Right.
so where do you draw the BS line? Because we know if he picked her, she is team Joe Biden forever.
I draw the BS line at the voters because we
Okay.
vote for that shit. If we didn't vote for it, they stopped doing it. If we didn't reward it, they wouldn't win with it. So as long as they win with that, that's what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
Because they play in the game to win. And if we reward that, so here, right? Kamala came out and said all that stuff about Joe Biden, right?
Yes.
Then the next day it came out that Kamala wasn't the first kid to go to them schools. That Kamala wasn't the busing in the
Just like that.
Right.
Next day.
So it was evident that Kamala is just a big old lying crazy ass. I mean, crazy people lie, right? How you got them friends that just be making up shit, right? Just making stories up, putting themselves in situations.
So she made all it up. I was in the back of the bus crying because
that's what I'm saying. Just making shit up. And now we go.
But Joe makes up stuff too.
That's my point. But we vote for that shit. We didn't.
I was over in Africa.
So that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. See, lying.
I was at Nelson Mandela. I'm Joe Biden.
Got arrested. Got arrested. You see what I'm saying? So
When in doubt, just make it up.
that's what they do. And then we reward that. So Kamala, look, man, the beauty of a democracy is you get what you deserve.
Yes.
I think my position on this is I am Mr. You know who I'm going to vote for?
Yes.
I'm voting for who cares. I'm voting for who tells the truth. I'm voting for who has the working people's best interest at heart. I'm voting for nobody because that's
Wow.
nobody tells the truth.
Sir.
Nobody cares about the working people. Nobody's going to make sure that we have medical for everybody. Nobody's going to make sure that our teachers get paid. Nobody's going to make sure that the rich pay taxes, that we can afford better police officers and all that other kind of good stuff. Because nobody supports that. And that's what I believe in. I'm supporting the people who support what I believe in.
Sir.
I support nobody.
Sir, so you're telling me, as an informed African-American voter, you're going to sit, you're going to stand down. So you know, people will tell you, there are black activists that will show you, based on the last election, had the black voters in New Jersey,
Yeah.
and in Illinois,
Michigan.
in Michigan,
Yep.
had voted,
Yeah.
we would have had someone besides Trump. So you're telling me that there's power in not voting?
Yeah.
What you talking about, Willis?
See, the argument, that's a valid argument that a lot of people bring up, right? And that leads to the lesser of two evil arguments. It really hinges on that, right? It's the lesser of two evils. Because what you're leaving out in all of that description was that Hillary wasn't shit either.
Hey.
I mean, look.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Super predators are super predators. Once you come out with that shit, you're not on my cool list no more. Ever again. Ever again. So you're not gonna get my vote. Period. I'm not telling anybody else not to vote for her. You ain't gonna get my vote. It just so happens that I belong to a bigger group than the Democrats happen to have or the Republicans happen to have. 65 million people voted for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
63 million people voted for Donald Trump.
Right.
93 million registered voters voted for nobody. I belong to the bigger group. So yeah, if you want to win, really want to win, then you have to come and start catering to what I'm asking for. Because I'm not the guy that's going to join your team, help you win the championship, and you invite the opposition to the banquet, and I don't even get a ticket to the banquet. I don't get a reward for putting you in position. So politics is all quid pro quo. Black people don't get no quid pro quo from politicians. We vote the Democrats in, and then those same Democrats write crime omnibus bills that lock us up. There are more people in prison for marijuana than there are for violent crimes. As a result,
because of Kamala Harris or because of
because of just the whole idea of prison justice of the judicial system.
All right, so you're saying if we absolutely disagree with the policies of Joe Biden, that we should exercise power by staying home?
I believe that voting for the
Tell me something.
I believe that voting for the lesser of two evils leads to a gradual decline to evil.
Okay.
At a certain point of continuing down that path, you arrive at evil. I don't care to contribute to that. So if I can't vote for good, I still own my vote. Just like if I have the right to go shop at a store that doesn't want me there, right? People die for your right to vote, right? That's the line that a lot of people throw out there. People die for my right to shop in any store I want to shop in. But when I walk into a store, if you mistreat me, I reserve the right to not reward you with my hard-earned money.
Right.
And I reserve the right to not reward you with my hard-earned vote that my ancestors fought and died for. And then if we really care about whether or not I'm going to vote, don't we also have to care that my vote is going to count the way that I intended it to? Are we just ignoring the proof that these electronic voting booths are so easily to be cracked and manipulated to make a different outcome? I don't think anybody doubts that that's what's actually happening. But where's the outpour of energy around the integrity of my vote? No, I think people just want to control you, make you think, prove to me that you think the way that I think, vote the way that I want you to vote. Otherwise, you're an evil person and you're helping Trump. I think that's just a bunch of nonsense. If you want to win, you need to earn my vote. If you don't earn my vote and you lose, sorry on you. You know what we wanted. We came for the same thing for 2 elections.
Same thing.
And we still don't have $15 minimum wage. We still don't have medical care for all on the ballot. We still don't have,
But we know Bernie was all about that.
Mm-hmm. We rejected it. So it's okay to reject us, but it's not okay for us to reject you. Win without us.
Kenny, we already know.
Yes.
How will Trump destroy Biden?
Yes.
In debates?
Yes.
That's going to be like SNL material.
Not if they keep the Corona thing going. I think that's why Trump wants to end the lockdown, because he doesn't want to debate on Zoom like this.
No. I believe
if we have debates. See, that's what I'm saying. We may not even get to debates.
All right. So from what I read, the election cannot be rescheduled,
right,
unless Congress votes on that. How does that work? So this is my belief. So I think Trump realizes that we lost 22 million jobs in the last 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he's talked about, the economy, jobs, that's his, the basis of what he's all about. So I think he wants to go into, and that was part of him, like, I want my name on the stimulus checks. I want people to know that this is me. So I think he wants to turn on the economy because, shit, I gotta recover what I did before we go into this election. So you're saying it's not about him trying to say, hey, don't forget me. Let's get people back to work so I can go ahead and remind you guys that I increased the economy, the jobs, as opposed to right now, we're at 2010 right now. In 4 weeks, 22 million jobs gone.
Yeah.
So he wants to save his legacy.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's of course. No argument there. That's nature. That's natural, right? He doesn't want to lose, but I guess I'm not tracking where what point is that you're. What are you
right now, the numbers suck. The economy sucks. Yeah. He's up for re-election, so he don't want to go into re-election with sucky numbers.
Right.
He's all about numbers, not worried about lives. So he wants to get the numbers back right before the economy.
Yeah,
that's where I'm tracking
the election, not having offered up some suggestions about what to do in that direction. But yeah, that's what he's supposed to do. But what is the alternative is Joe Biden against that. So You know, what's Biden's plan for getting us out of this deal? Bring Jamie Dimon and Mike Bloomberg and throw them up against the wall, Mike, and put Mayor Pete Buttigieg as the head of international commerce and all that. And you know, what's the alternative? And how does either party, who's looking out for my demographic? Who's looking out for my sons? Who's looking out for my brothers? Who's looking out for the community that I live in? Which one of them has me on their agenda? Which one of them has my grandmother on their agenda? Which party? You tell me.
Kenny, there is chatter that's saying, Cuomo, you from New York?
Yeah.
They're saying like, you know what? He might be the guy because he's, you know, I'm just saying. So I'm just stating what's already out there. He's consistently shown leadership daily, giving real-time numbers, facts, and a solution to move forward and not being ego-based, and has no issue going toe-to-toe with Trump. So people are saying like, Cuomo, he's our guy.
Right. I mean, yeah, he's strong. He's strong. He put on a good show. I mean, a good showing under this stress. But at the same time, he's responsible for a state that's the size of a small country.
Yes,
or a decent-sized country, right? I'm sure that the size of the state of New York is closer to Italy than Italy is to the size of the United States, right? So he's running like a European-sized country over there as the chief executive officer. And for all of the talk about Trump didn't act fast enough, Trump didn't see this coming, Trump, is Trump the only executive officer that has access to the news to see what's happening? So did the chief executive over the state of New York, Cuomo, was he also caught unprepared for coronavirus? So is he really going to be able to survive the vetting process that is earning the nomination of the presidency of the United States? I don't know that you can throw him in at the end.
Sir.
And he's not a woman of color. He's not a woman of color. So how's he going to get on the VP team?
No, that wasn't VP. That wasn't
right there, the Tyler Perry Studios. Throw on a Medea outfit, and we're gonna Cuomo.
Cuomo in a wig.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Right.
Don't choose me. No. First of all, I'm running New York. I can run the country. Kenny, no, you missed what I was saying. That was not VP. That was nominee. No. So time out, real talk. So this is not smoke and mirrors. Yeah. So what he gives you is truth, transparency. When your president tells you, listen, I'm a cheerleader, I want to give you good news, I don't want to give you bad news. If the president tells you, my job is to make you feel good and not worry about the facts, whereas Cuomo said, look, it's really bad right now. We got to do this. We're going to lose like 4,000 people this week, but I'm willing to do this and do this right now. Transparency every day from the governor of your state, whereas the president says, I'm a cheerleader. I'm going to make you feel good. Believe me, folks, you suck at CNBC. That's a very real bad comment. You're very evil. That's the president of the greatest nation in the world.
Make you feel very goodly. Yeah.
Goodly.
Yeah. He's playing apprentice. He's playing apprentice. And your job on Apprentice is run the country. And we're going to throw a pandemic in the middle of it. And let's see how you handle that right before the election. Yeah, he's playing game show host. But you know what Donald Trump is proof of to me? Is that the boat won't sink no matter who the captain is. The fact that we have this weak of a person running the country and it hasn't sunk. Even he was able to maintain the longest bull run in the history of the stock market, right? He didn't even mess that up. It took this pandemic to mess it up. And
that's why he's trying to salvage that right now.
But is he to blame because another country, if the argument is that this is a man-made virus that was sent to do damage with the intention of doing damage, And he got sucker punched by that. Is he the bad guy for being the president when somebody attacked you with biochemical warfare? Is if
Kenny, Kenny,
yeah,
as a military man,
yeah,
if we find out that this was fabricated in a laboratory
yeah,
by said country
yeah,
to destroy the economy of other continents and countries
yeah,
so they can prevail,
yeah,
what is the punishment that they deserve? Because you know what? We shut everything down. And I take this personal. Again, as an entrepreneur, we got to make our money. We can't even breathe right now.
right,
But China is saying, yeah, we got like 43 people that got this.
yeah,
So I take that very personal. They weren't forthcoming.
right,
They weren't honest.
right,
They're still skewing the numbers.
Mhm.
So yesterday they increased it by 50%. You know, like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we got 4,000 people that got it.
yeah,
Really? So is
Yeah.
this was this an attack, a biological attack, warfare attack on the world that got out of hand so they can create the vaccine? Because they've already surpassed us as far as manufacturing. People want to make hand sanitizers, but the bottles, they can't get them made only in China.
yeah. Who set those trade agreements up? Democrats,
Bush,
was that the Clinton?
Bush,
Was that the Clinton?
Reagan.
Who was NAFTA? Who was TPP? Who put those in place? Who was arguing for that? Who was fighting for that? Trans-Pacific Partnership, right?
Okay.
North American Freedom Trade Act, whatever that is, right?
Yes.
Who put those out there? Who pushed all of our manufacturing jobs over
Overseas.
to these other
Overseas.
countries? Who gave them that power over us? And was that wouldn't happen to be the same group that was also simultaneously pushing the jobs out of the country while also cutting welfare, right? Get a job to get your welfare, I'm gonna push your jobs out. Not the same group, couldn't be. And it couldn't be the same group who's also saying, give me funding so we can get more prison cells built, because we're gonna have a whole bunch of people who won't have jobs or welfare in a minute because I'm shipping all the jobs to the other side. Why? So that the prices can come down? No, not so that the prices can come down, so that the profit margins can go up. Because the price of the goods didn't decrease when the manufacturing cost of the goods dropped from $50 to make it down to 50 cents to make it. When Michael Jordan figures out how to make his Air Jordans for 32 cents a shoe, he didn't.
32 cents, yes.
They don't pass those savings along. You know what? We're only going to charge $20 for these Jordans now. We're making plenty.
Count them.
Hey, exactly. So the profit margins went up. Who was behind all that? So we complain about it, but then we vote the folks in who did it. That's
Listen,
the Democrats. It hurt us, the working people.
Kenny.
We keep supporting them. Joe Biden was fighting for NAFTA. Joe Biden was fighting for TPP. Donald Trump is saying pull stuff back from China. Now we can't get our goods. Why not? Who's making them? China. Donald Trump fault too. I'm not pro Donald Trump. What I'm saying though is, don't be angry at Donald Trump for putting his shoes on right and left, and not be angry at the other side for putting their shoes on right and left the same thing. They doing the same thing. Why are we angry when he does it? We're not angry when they do it. That's my point.
All right. So
For nobody.
Yeah, so I agree. So from a business standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
I will never co-sign with 45. However, this economy cannot sit dormant for 4 more months. That can't happen. So we need to figure out what can open. So they give a 3-stage approach. Huh?
We got to figure out what we can do that Donald Trump's not allowed to agree with.
No. He came out. He laid out a plan, a 3-stage approach
Mm-hmm.
for governors to reopen the economy. So everybody's like, no.
Yeah.
People still dying. So I agree. So we got to figure out. So how do we walk that fine line from? We need to get more, like you said, we need more testing. We need to triple the current testing, but we cannot shut down the whole earth for 5 more months.
Right.
Because the Spanish flu in 1912, if you look at pictures and you research it, everyone had on a mask.
Right.
And the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, does not know how to put on a mask. If you look listen, you all follow us. Look on YouTube, search Ron DeSantis. He put on the mask the wrong way. The same guy that is ready to open the beaches in Florida because he has no clue as to what's happening. However, I digress. Kenny B.
Yeah,
So let's get back to what's really happening right now. So I think in order for us to move forward, so you're saying that faith cannot exist
with
in
fear.
the same space as
Fear.
So you're saying to sit back and not vote is making a statement?
For me, yeah, I'm not going to have my hands bloodied. This is just my perspective, right?
You just chilling at home, and the date of the elections, you're like, you know what? I'm good.
Cold. It's raining. Yeah. You ain't.
Would you support Stacey Abrams?
For what?
Joe Biden needs some help, sir. He cannot do it by himself.
Look, I support platforms. I don't support people, and that's I think that I'm not caught up in the people. I don't care who's riding for what is important to me. Nobody. That's what I'm voting for. Period. I'm not voting. I'm not giving you my vote just because I got to vote. I don't have to vote.
Kenny, so you're astute as it relates to politics. So is there any way that Bernie, with super delegates, that what he already has, that he can still rise and surprise, I'm back? Can it happen or no? He's done.
Never, mathematically impossible.
He's done.
Done. He cannot. He could not. I think if he won every remaining primary and got 100%. I don't think.
What about the super delegates? The super delegates, no?
He cannot. He can't stop the super delegates from getting in. And there's no way. There's no way. But as I said, man, Bernie didn't want it anymore, man. Bernie didn't want it. Bernie don't want to be trying to ask for all this money after they just pulled the plug on all the money. Where's he gonna get the money for the stuff that he wants to do now that they just signed off to pay it all to the rich people? You just gave $6 trillion.
Can it be? So check with our sound Teddy Riley engineers. Where are we with time? I think the operative time is under 60 minutes with Facebook. Where are we, sir?
We are with I don't know. I don't see time on it. Yep.
All right, cool. Don't worry about it, man. So listen. So Smoke and Mirrors, every week we are going to give you the truth. We're not going to dial it down. There's no mask on it. Although we have masks here, but if we need to pull out the mask, what? If you don't know, now you know. Come on. Smoke and Mirrors. Here you'll get the truth with the dose of
the truth.
So listen, we're here every week. Kenny B, the man with the vision. Yeah. Smoke and Mirrors. Kenny, talk to the folks. I think we reached our limit. There's so much to talk about, but we need you all. If you like what you hear, go to Facebook and look for Smoke and Mirrors on Instagram. Smoke and Mirrors. Hashtag.
Vote for nobody.
What?
Nobody cares.
And nobody cares. Hashtag nobody cares, but we are.
Oh, one more thing that I think we want to talk about, Pat, before we just disappear, is we spoke a little bit about fear and faith not being able to live in the same spot.
Yes, sir.
And I think that we have gotten ourselves into a position of being fearful. And it has influenced what we are promoting and pushing and then having to endure is all fear-based. And, if you're fearful, you're running close to faithless. If you're faithful, you're running close to fearless.
Yes,
and
sir.
This whole, what was illuminated to me is our fearful mindset in that we, as a country, we agree, as good people, we agree that everyone should be able to go to the doctor. We don't have any problem with that. We agree that everyone should be able to get unemployment during this crisis. We believe that everybody should be treated fairly as just as a baseline value that I think we all share as Americans. We're easily divided against that by fear, right? We're put in fear that we're going to lose this or lose that. if we share with our fellow man. And I think that that's sort of evolving our political, just position across the board. And we tend to allow nonsense, and we don't stand up to BS. And I'm going to give a perfect example of someone that we hold in high esteem. She's got a platform to influence millions of people's opinions and votes. But here's that people who we put on a pedestal will just flat out make shit up.
What?
Come at us like we're supposed to believe them. So
run the clip.
I have to run the risk of a Teddy Riley moment here as I play with the technology. So
hey, do not hate on Teddy Riley, because Teddy Riley can figure this shit.
Love Teddy Riley. Okay, let me make sure that I've got the sound, because that's what did Teddy in yesterday was the ability to share.
Kenny,
sound.
this is Teddy Riley. Can you hear me?
Right.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Watch out there now. Okay. So can you see my screen there, brother?
I can, sir. I see.
Well, let's go ahead and get this.
Dr. Joe becomes a Surgeon General. His wife.
Yeah,
Joe Biden's wife, because he would never do it, but she's a hell of a doctor. She's an amazing doctor.
I thought she was a doctor and
PhD.
Yeah, I don't.
So
hell of a doctor,
right there, right?
Hell of a doctor.
Oh, there goes my Teddy Riley.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear that noise? Fine. Teddy Riley moment.
So listen, don't worry about that.
Well, you saw Oprah. You saw Whoopi, right?
Whoopi said, "Hey, an amazing doctor." Who's she talking about?
Doctor. She's an amazing doctor.
Who's she talking about?
Joe Biden's wife, the English doctor. The doctor, she had a PhD in English, and Whoopi is over here talking about she should be Surgeon General because she's a doctor. Is she a doctor? Yes, she's an amazing doctor. Amazing. Wait,
Kenny,
flat out, but you're just making shit up.
Kenny, English is kind of like doctor, medical. If you look at the brick. I can't. Sorry.
So you see what I'm saying? Like, how am I supposed to let somebody like that influence
Whoopi Goldberg?
She's not going to influence me. But you see, this is what we put on a pedestal. But this is why we're here. That's the smoke and mirrors. That's the
smoke and mirrors.
That's the BS. So I'm off my bandwagon. I'm off my soapbox.
Here's the smoke part of the mirrors. I'm not gonna light it up. I'm just playing. Yeah. That's a prop.
Yeah.
Kenny B.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all so much for following Smoke and Mirrors. Every week, we give you the truth, uncut, interrupted, unadulterated, with a large splash of humor that understands where you are, and we can take you all to see where we're going. Smoke and Mirrors every week. Kenny B, talk to him.
Hey, man, thank you for watching. Thank you for paying attention. If you disagree with what we're saying, leave a comment.
It's okay.
I want to hear it.
It's okay.
And I'll defend my point, and feel free to push back. This is not to dog anybody or make anyone feel like you're an idiot for feeling different than me, but there's a word for people who disagree with me. That word is wrong, but you're allowed to leave it. So hope you enjoyed our banter. We enjoyed doing it for you, and hopefully, you'll want to watch and share this.
Like the page, Smoke and Mirrors. Share the page, Smoke and Mirrors, because no one, I guarantee you, gives it to you like this every week. We're done. Kenny B, we're done.